So before doing anything, familiarise yourself with the components of the achieving results competency. And they are taking initiative, taking responsibility, multitasking, structuring, planning and scheduling your work, being logical and pragmatic, identifying new solutions, and being enthusiastic and customer focused. So when you write up your account, your actions are going to have to reflect most, if not all, of those behaviours. Situation. I was asked by my manager to coordinate the supports for working at home during COVID. I was given a free hand to transfer office functions in such a way that we could serve our customers as before. One of the challenges was that half the staff were new and not fully up to speed with the systems. Task. I was given 10 working days to get the system into place. There was a small budget available to cover computer kit or software support. Actions. When I started working on the proposals, I realised we had a number of problems with demands and resources. At the same time, I had to manage not only my own deadlines, but those of other people on the team. There was a lot of coordination here. To do this, I drew up a spreadsheet, which was a project plan, circulated to everybody so that everybody knew what was happening and when and what everybody else was doing. While this was going on, I was liaising with each member of the team in turn to see that they had all the supports and information that they needed. Communications and technology were key, so I prioritised at the early stages getting everybody's computer systems up to speed and getting the software working well. I arranged updated kit and software packages to be sent to a number of people who weren't up to speed previously. I also initiated a daily messaging and updating system to let everybody know what was happening. I worked on the items in priority order, in case order, and rescheduled tasks were appropriate. People found their work rhythm and we were able to function properly within the 2 weeks. Result? We achieved our targets. The manager informed me that my section had been rated the most effective in the organisation in its response to COVID. We had delivered the same results as we would have done previously, something no other team had quite done. Some of our systems are now being used by others with equally effective results. So that's the story told from the point of view of achieving results. But there's another way you can tell the story, and that's about how you motivated and supported the team during this particular transition. So in this example, before we get stuck into it, I want you to take a look at the component behaviours of team working as we have them. Working well with others, providing clear advice and support, training and coaching people, setting clear objectives, supporting teams and individuals, and dealing with performance issues. Situation. When COVID required us to lock down and work from home, I was charged with making sure that my team functioned properly when working remotely. It complicated things that a number of the team members were newly appointed and not yet fully up to speed. I also had been having performance problems with one member of the team even before the whole thing started. My task. I was given 2 weeks to ensure that each member of the team were supported and guided to help them deal with the situation. I was instructed to remain in contact with the others, to help them as required, and to meet performance goals. Actions. The first stage was to check in the immediate aftermath of the lockdown to see how people were getting on. I got into a fixed routine of calling everybody every day and encouraging people to stay in touch with the full team. However, I noticed that some people weren't coping as well as I would have expected. The newer members of the team required a lot of hand-holding for the early stages, but I was able to team them up with more experienced people, and they got on fine. My underperformer was still a problem initially, but after a few exchanges over Zoom, I got things moving. I assigned them to 1 or 2 joint projects with the senior members of the team so they didn't get left behind. Motivation was high in the early stages, but started to flag a bit after the second month. I had 1 or 2 meetings to sort this out, but now people are much more motivated as they realise they're being supported by others and by management, and there's a better mutual understanding of everybody's individual situation. Result: levels of motivation have stayed high and improved. Performance levels are holding, and some members of the team are being proactive in a way that they weren't before.